How you going? Do you love eating pizza with your family, but you are sick of using old rebar as a pizza cutter? They can be super unreliable, extremely messy, and worst of all, dangerously embarrassing. But don't you worry, I've got the solution for you. So yeah, I'm going to show you how to turn this piece of rebar into a pizza cutter. Rebar seems to get a pretty bad rap on the internet. But, I figure if this stuff is strong enough to reinforce my house, it is definitely strong enough to cut a pizza. So yeah, I'm just going to stick it in the forge and heat it up until it's nice and red hot. Now, I have never beaten a piece of metal this thick before, and this little hammer definitely does not suffice. So I decided to change my strategy and bend the metal first to form the handles of the pizza cutter. And also so it would fit nice and snugly in the forge. So I'm using this old piece of railroad as an anvil, which I got for free from a lovely stranger on the internet without any sexual favours. People always say be careful of strangers on the internet, but I think you should do the opposite. I reckon you should talk to as many strangers as possible with as little caution as you can. How else would you get an anvil? So yeah, I'm just beating the piece of rebar flat to form the blade of the pizza cutter. And this was much harder work than I thought it was going to be. My right arm is definitely going to end up bigger than my left. So there we go, it's looking nice and flat. Now, this isn't really a test of anything. I could probably cut a banana with my hand if I wanted to, but I thought it might look cool. And it also smelt amazing. So now the banana test is done, it's time to shape it up and make it nice and tidy. So yeah, here I'm just grinding down the edge, the rough edge, to form a nice clean cutting blade. Now while doing it, I'm checking that the blade is always smooth and is making contact with the cutting surface at all times. Now, here is something much more interesting than grinding. I noticed this little guy, this little cute garage nut in its natural habitat, and after observing it for a while, I noticed that it might be trying to tell me something. It created this arrow shape in the metal sawdust, which was pointing to the coolant tray. So, like the nice person I am, I assumed it wanted some water. So I did the kind thing you should all do, and I gave it a bath. So while listening to the bathwater, I started the finishing touches of filing down the blade by hand while trying to remove all the nasty hammer marks that I left in. And then I gave it a quick sand. And there you have it, a nice shiny Rebar pizza cutter. Notice how I'm only showing you one side, the nicer one. And look at that, it even cuts pizza in a clean, reliable way. This thing is the only kitchen utensil you will ever need. So if you guys enjoyed that video, make sure you subscribe to see what else I get up to. Also, if you have any ideas for videos, let me know. You know what they say, the two chefs are better than the bush who keeps boiling the broth.